going on, local 1700 brothers and sisters? What's up, Ron?
What up, though? What up, though?
Pretty good, man. I see we're in our casual wear today. We're not finna get into the normal format that we always get into. There's a couple of things we want to talk about, hit the membership with. It's gonna be a sweet, short, but to the point.
Definitely.
Right?
Breaking news.
Breaking news. I do want to say, hey, like I said, I'm in my casual wear, but got my Rich Genius shirt on today. Shout out to my man Reggie Guines. He supported me in some things, supported actually our shops back in the day when he came up with this t-shirt design for Paint Shop and Body Shop. So I appreciate it. It's a throwback, so shout out to Reggie Guines. Hey, man, there's a couple of things going on in the plant. I know they went home earlier, the council, matter of fact, yesterday, which was Friday. By the time this aired, this will be on a Monday, but they canceled Friday second shift, right?
Yep. Friday second shift canceled due to
Engines. So we be watching social media, as I always say, we do monitor it just to stay up on what some of the memberships are saying. I know they be looking for that, what they call that, bing bong?
Yeah, bing bong. Yeah, man, they looking for them bing bongs, man.
There's a couple of false alerts out there. As always, we always tell our membership, don't fall into the trap. Come in the mindset that every day you're coming in to do your 8, 9, 10 hours or whatever it's going to be. But don't fall into the trap and have false expectations. I know we did speak a while, maybe 2 podcasts back, that we did say there were some engine troubles or concerns out there, and it's playing out. We just can't foresee what day it's going to play out or how it's going to play out. We just know there is some concerns out there, and it's almost a day-to-day call or a 2-day forecast, right?
Yeah, and the members kind of make us feel bad for even giving y'all the insight, because now y'all want to hold it to us, put us in the headlock for it. Look, man, we here to work. I would always say, I learned this from Mike. I know he's going to agree with me, President Spencer. We want y'all to work. We're not here for y'all to be laid off. We're not here for no extra days off. We're here for y'all to generate a nice check to take care of your family. When we start thinking outside of that, I think we fail in the membership.
And you're right. I am going to support that. Our job is to keep people gainfully employed. And I said it before in the podcast. When you look around the region at the assembly plants, Shap is one of the only plants that's really running all 3 shifts. And whether we take it for granted or not, that's major. I mean, we working, we making money, we contributing to what that profit sharing going to look like, and we contributing to what the success of our plant look like. Some things are out of our control. And as you stated, people, summertime was going into summer, and we get the people want to be off. But in our brains, every day that we working is every day that we making money and building trucks and getting our customers the vehicles they want, and we keeping our plant and our product in the limelight. So yeah, you're right. We want to be working. When they tell us that we're not going to be working, first thing we want to know is why. Why? Okay, engine. Well, how long? What it's going to look like? How long it's going to last? So understand we do have a different perspective, and we also understand the membership perspective in the sense of wanting a break. We haven't worked the last 3 Saturdays.
I've been about 3 for sure.
Okay.
And outside of our 90s, that they kind of different. So we don't
90
exclude
repair.
y'all, but 90 pretty much y'all know what it is. But yeah, we've been off a few Saturdays.
Off a few Saturdays, and one of those Saturdays I remember it was a Friday that led into the Saturday for everybody pretty much, and that ended up being a 3-day weekend, right?
3-day weekend.
So let's take advantage and value that, but understand ultimately, if we're not working, we're not building trucks, that's not a good thing. And I understand, as I stated, some stuff is out of our control, right?
Yes, sir.
But just like I said, we want to pop in on a few things. I'm just gonna jump on one I'm gonna let you hit one. I'm gonna hit one. I'm gonna jump on mine real quick. On social media, I see on what they call it, the Shout Talk or Team Talk or whatever, the plant newspaper they put out.
Yep, the Team Talk.
There's a quote at the bottom of it that came from the plant manager, and I saw some noise out there. He basically said, I met every friend I have ever wanted before I came here. I just want people to do their job. Chuck Patton. And when I saw that, somebody brought it to my attention. When I saw that, I kind of did a chuckle. And I was like, okay, that's cool. But I saw on social media that a lot of people was like, oh, this is how he feels. This is what it is, blah, 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 blah. And I understand how it came off, because it is, pretty much a straight, direct, it is what it is. But the reason I chuckled about it is because I like to know where people coming from. I like straight shooters. And basically what he said is the same thing that the union been saying for years now. T-shirts been saying, your boss is not your friend. Basically, the plant manager just said in that statement, I ain't your friend. All my friends I met before I got here, they out there in the world. I didn't come here to be your friend. I came here to be your work. And that's a strong message coming from the plant manager. But it's the same message that we've been putting out. And I really didn't take it offensive. I took it as, okay, I know where you stand at. And that's one of the reasons we're doing this podcast, because as Ron going to dip into the safety glasses and the PPE, there's going to be changes that's coming around and coming abroad that's within the guidelines of what the contract or the policy states. And if some of these things are not things that has not been enforced in a long time, but it's been driven by the plant manager, and he's making it very clear what his position is. We are here to build trucks. They're not here. When I say the management team, they are not here to be cozy, buddy, or friendship. They're here to build trucks, and he's setting the tempo, saying this is how we feel. So as our membership, UAW brothers and sisters, I hope we take on the same attitude. You know, we preach for many years, hey, your boss is not your friend. Stop doing favors. Stop doing X, Y, and Z. You know, everybody sacrificing, say, hey, you know, I'm gonna chase down $1, so I sell out the bigger cause when we fighting for certain things. You know, and sometimes it is time to take a stance. Now, I'm not saying today is what I'm saying about a stance. I'm just saying is they're telling you how they feel about it. And instead of being upset or offended, we should just open our eyes and ears and recognize that, hey, now the ops is telling us what the general been telling us.
Man,
Right?
I'm actually offended that my people were offended. Like, they the ops. Where
Right.
y'all? And I'm talking to my young folks, my OGs. They the ops, the enemy, whatever you want to call them. Why did you think he was gonna say anything different? Like, it is what it is. We done drew the line in the sand. He drawn his line in the sand. Now the rubber got to meet the road, and we got to do the things that we need to do to stay out of his crosshairs, which is little simple things, and he won't even have nothing to say. So I don't want anybody to feel offended by it, because management is not our friend. We never said management is not our friend, but the plant manager is. I never seen a shirt that said that.
Right.
Hey, he the biggest form of management. He ain't our friend. We cool with it. We gonna accept it, and we gonna keep rolling, man. This train gonna keep rolling, with or without him. We the constant. The UAW is the constant. We've had plenty of plant managers. He just another step in the right direction that we trying to go to bring us all together. But if he got to be a casualty, it is what it is.
Now, I will say this, and I know me and the committee met the other day. It was after the LWCPC meeting. We had some conversation about some things that were spoken on in there. But one thing, LWCPC.
Man, I can't get it right once. I feel you. Go ahead, man.
It's a monthly meeting that contractually we're supposed to have, and we have all the domain leads from the union side and management side. And we discuss projects, things that's going on, the progress of each domain, and the lack of progress of each domain. So that was the meeting set up for. But ultimately, after that meeting, we had some conversation, and I'll say as direct or as off-putting as sometimes the plant manager may be or sound to be and is to be, because I was warned before he even came over here, hey, you know, he's a butthole, or he can be a butthole. But the numbers are showing on the positive, and I attribute that to our members. The quality is up. The bill numbers are up. And the things that's going on that we need to be having going on, we're starting to meet certain metrics. So that's great. That's great. Attendance is down. I know we complained about attendance on the last podcast, and I even said then, not saying we the worst, because we're not. We're getting better. We just always got to strive to be better. So in that context, when I look at what the plant manager said, his bosses and his company, you know, his bosses and the people who employ us are ultimately saying, hey, what he doing must be working. Now back to what you just said, Ron, we're not even asking our members to do anything over and beyond what's required. And when you talk about PPE, it is required. I'm gonna jump on one that you already got in your notes, the Tuggers. You know, we came on here a couple of months back, maybe during contract negotiations. And it was like, hey, if your Tugger, do your checks every day. Do your checks. If your Tugger is not operating based on what it's supposed to be operating on the checklist, then make sure you turn that in, and then make sure you notify your steward and your committee man, and tag inoperable if need be. Wear your seatbelts. You have to wear your seatbelts on the Tuggers. That's something they brought up before. We brought up as a union to our membership before, and that's stuff that they're going to start looking at, right? Because it goes to their safety matrix. You can't be riding on the Tugger or on the Tugger or the high-low,
Yep.
yeah, with your foot kicked up. and we all know we're in sync. You know, you can't be talking on the phone. All these little things is not stuff that okay they picking with me. No, we know that when an accident happens, you can't undo that accident. The company know when an accident happens, they can't undo it, and it goes to their matrix. And hell, depending on how serious the accident is, it can be sued, right? And one of the things that come up is how did you let this culture or this past practice be prevalent enough that people feel comfortable with doing it? So with that being said, that's my message out to materials as it relates to the Tuggers. Please do your checks, notify your supervisor, notify your steward, and notify the safety rep. Each shift has a safety rep. Hey, this is what's going on back here. What else we got going on besides that? I saw the posting for the PPE.
Yeah, so that's we're gonna just jump into it. That's we're gonna have to just jump into it real fast. Like I said, this is breaking news. The PPE, everybody is in the uproar, and we understand it. They coming down with the language. They scrutinizing the language. They twisting it. It's within bounds. Mm-hmm. I just want to let everybody know it's within bounds. I know I'm gonna get killed on the social media sites. I'm prepared for it. I've been there, done that. Oh, it's in the language. They can do it, man. That's what that saying actually means. This is the part. It's a culture change. It's a culture shock. So we're trying to buy some time so we can get everybody on the same wave with everything. You know, anybody who knows something, you're trying to start a new pattern, trying to start new habits, it takes time for them new habits to form and kick in. But the line is constantly moving. So the angle they using is that we don't have no downtime, no stoppage in line. So we all know once we enter the plant, we're supposed to have on safety glasses so we won't get injured. He's just taking it a step further. And his reasoning is every time I walk the floor, I see nobody with safety glasses on. So let me try to make them put them on through them. When I say nobody, that's not the literal sense, because I'm going to probably say 90% we got good. It's just that same 10% that just keep poking him in the eye saying they're not going to put them on. So I do want to say that that's where they coming from. Trust me, we done went through the language, and I know that the sticking point for my people out there is they supposed to supply it. They twisted it saying, yeah, they supposed to supply you with safety glasses. But if you was at work before you left, they supplied you with safety glasses. So they expected you to come back with those glasses. And if they broken, they damaged, they going to give you another pair of glasses. But that's the sticking point that they use. And we already supplied them with glasses, so they should have them when they come back. And this is something that I know is new for some, but it's not for some of our OGs. This is where the trailblazers come in, that you'll have that real trailblazer around you that'll be like, no, young fella, I get what you're saying, but this been a part of the game. They just got lackadaisical with it. Like I said, we got to figure out a way to get around this. I'm not trying to get us around safety to get us injured, though. I'm not. And I know we're going to go back to Ryan, but we was a plant that didn't have to wear safety glasses for a minute. I understand that. And I know we're going to get the finger pointed at y'all. Let them. No, they pulled up a lot of data that we questioned it, but they pulled up a lot of data that showed a lot of eye injuries. And it was input in the system. Do we believe that data? We question it, but when we checked it all the way back, and it was in the database.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So that's one thing that hurt us, because whether they forged it, whether it was correct or not, it was actually input in the database. Both safeties has been involved, our side as well as their side. And it's one thing that is hard to argue, and that's health and safety.
Yeah.
So with the glasses, I get it. Hey, Ryan, it's some BS. I was taught, y'all, because I'm emotional. All right, once you get out your emotions, come talk to me. So I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm done being pissed. They inbounds. What can we do going forward to keep this train rolling? Because it seems like every time we get right, every time we do something, we in compliance, we getting better with attendance, we building. Now they moving the goalposts. Yeah. It's like we deliver on the deliverables, now they want more deliverables, and we know that's how this game goes. So I just want to let everybody know we got the extension. They wanted to start it Monday. We argued back and forth. Mr. Spencer got it. Do it. The date that they got on there, that's the date right now, unless otherwise noted. He got a meeting coming up Monday. You know he always got something ahead of his. We trying to put something together. All I want to say is that they wanted just to start it just like that. And we stood down and said, wait a minute, no, we got to get the message out to the people. Let's slow down. Let's get the people on board. We got to know. I hear everybody. The roof leaks. We got it. I hear everybody. PIVs, my high-low ain't running right. That's on you. Chuck sent a stern message. You got the right to check it. If something going wrong, contact management, contact your steward. Chuck got his hands all over that. Chuck is the committee person of that department. Y'all know Big Chuck. Let me put the right emphasis on it. Big Chuck. Big Chuck got his hands all over that. So if you got problems with that, contact your steward immediately when you're doing your checklist, when your TMS, all of that. We pushing back. If you got guns that seem to be off, it's a checklist for that too. We just got to do our end, and that's going to force them to do theirs.
And with this safety glass thing, this blitz they got for the first, next week, they're going to have people at the turnstiles or at the door entrances Not to write nobody up or anything like that, just to tell you, hey, you're supposed to have your safety glasses, supposed to have your safety glasses, and they're gonna do that for a week. And I am gonna have some more conversation on Monday. And you're right, back in the day, you wanna call me an old head, I'm with that, because back in the day we did used to have to have them in hand and have them on our faces when we entered the building, if we walked through the building. So it's really not nothing new. We've argued it before, got away from it. Enforcement was in for maybe 3, 4, 5 months. Then they start falling off on that, and that's, I don't know what's going to happen with this future, but they are within their rights on that. When they're talking about losing safety glasses, everybody lose safety glasses. You got multiple cars, you got safety glasses in one car, not the other. Because the company position is, you can't lose them every day. So there's some things that we're going to be trying to challenge, but understand that that's what's going on. We're not naive to what's being said and what's being put out there, and that's why we want to come on here and address that.
Definitely.
Cell phones. And this is the phone call I got that kind of, was that Tuesday? Plant manager said he walked from his office to the audit bay. And he said, Mike, I saw 6, 7 people with no safety glasses on. They was walking, talking on a cell phone. Then one thing snowballed into another. We do safety walks on Thursdays. I've said on this podcast before, stranger danger. When you see people or see people from management or people you don't recognize, then that's the time you most definitely should be tightening up. But we be on the safety walk, me, the plant manager, VP be with me, Ryan, you be with me, and his whole team, and he just be pointing out. You see that person over there? Look out. No safety glass. See that person over there? They're on their phone. You see that person? He just be pointing it out. And it is, once again, how do you argue or debate it? You know what I'm saying? A lot of times while I'm out there on the floor, I'll see people and I'll point to my face like, hey, put your glasses on before the plant manager see you or anybody else see you. It's the policy. I mean, at the end of the day, it's the policy. It's a battle that we won't win at that point. What else you got on that hot list? Because like you say, it's breaking news, so we just want to hit a few points.
I didn't want to hit the BSR doors on the BSR track, man. Yeah. Y'all been doing phenomenal. It done cut down tremendously. We still got our stragglers that still gonna break the rules. Like they went as far as they took the knobs off the door so we couldn't open them up to come in. Y'all, that's a bit much. Like the posting and the sign wasn't good to the point we trying to keep our people out of trouble. We get us a long walk to the point we like, yeah, just take the door knobs off. Like whatever I can do to keep people out of labor getting written up
or getting injured.
Because that's what y'all don't understand. Somebody's eventually gonna get hit, and it's gonna be 2 families devastated. The one person who's laying on the ground that's seriously injured, and then the person that got to live with the fact that they injured somebody. Mm-hmm. Even if they not at fault, that don't mean you're not going to get them psychological damage because they hearing your cries and your screams, and it might be fatal. So at this point, it's better though. Y'all know I never going to come with the bad news without delivering the good. I ain't coming with the good without the bad. So I appreciate everybody that's taking heed to the messages, that's doing it the right way. Our few stragglers, I'm encouraging y'all, let's just get it all the way right. Because now they've been putting posters everywhere. Mm-hmm. They putting signs up. The signs is the indications and the warnings. The next step, you already know what they try to do. That's when the discipline comes. Y'all know they got no problem disciplining us out this building. They got no problem holding you out. And the grievance procedure, they even trying to do that where it's turning even slower because they making sure they check every box in order to give another opportunity. And they using the word that's in the contract, consideration. Yep, that's what they standing on. We never told y'all they was coming back. We told y'all we would consider it. Yeah. We thought about it. We debated with you. And no. We heard you beg. We heard you argue. But my answer is no. No, they're not coming back. Yeah. So at the end of the day, y'all, I'm asking y'all, and I know you say, man, they get to do whatever they want to do. No, they just get to do what's in this contract book.
At the end of the day, this is a job. This is a job. So I always tell people, treat it as such. You may make some friends on the way, and I've made a lot of friends in my 25 years at the plant. Some are retired, a lot of them working still, and I met new friends such as Ron and some of the other folks out there. But ultimately, I come to this place as a job. Come in, punch in, do my job, get my money, leave. Go provide for my family. Ball on the weekend when I can ball on the weekend when we ain't working. It's a job. And if I see you on the outsides in the streets, what up, though? You know what I'm saying?
Always what up, though, and it's always love. So, like I said, this was breaking news, hot off the presses. We don't run from the smoke. We run to it. We want everybody to be in compliance. We want everybody to be safe. We want everybody to be taken care of. Yes, we battling behind the scenes, but understand this. I'm not battling behind the scenes for nobody in that building to be hurt. Right. I'm not. I can't because we the ones that got to make the call to your family if something go wrong. We the ones that got to hear those cries on the other end of the phone. Management, they not going to make that call. We got to make that call. So I'm just letting y'all know that we are going to battle the battables. We're going to keep keep them all in line. We're going to protect y'all to the fullest extent of what the contract allows us to. And then y'all know, we even take it a step further. There's some people out there under the sound of my voice that Ron done went the extra mile for, and we're going to do what we got to do, and that's the entire committee, Mr. Spencer as well. But all I'm saying is this. We're going to battle what we need to battle. We're going to be in compliance with what we need to be in compliance with. And I'm asking y'all, let's come together. Let's do what we got to do to get where we trying to go.
With that, we're going to end this podcast. Like I said, we just wanted to shoot it out there. Make sure that you guys participate in the education fair. That podcast should be dropping. And deuces. Have a great week.
Deuces.